well, and then we struggle, and then we get to a place where we start to understand the assurance. I'm assured that this is going to happen. If I stay out of the sight, I can stand on my faith. Might not like the circumstances, but God's going to take care of this. And that's hard for us. Because we like to look and see what's going on. And he's telling us, not by sight, walk by faith. And it's fascinating. Verse 80 goes on. We are, as I was saying, of good courage and confident hope, prepared rather to be absent from the body and to be at home with the Lord. Wow.
So we talked about,
Yeah.
we're going to fold up the tent, and we're going to actually have that city, that mansion, that, eternal in the heavens thing.
Yeah.
We're not going to need it anymore.
He's building us our own place. Whatever that's going to look like. He talks about mansions in the Father's mansion or something to that effect. Rooms, and it's more than rooms. You get a mansion within the mansion, And he's building us those places. And it's like, I'm building it just for you, Jane. When you get here, you're going to, wow.
My mom used to say, well, I might live in a shack in heaven, but I think I'll definitely be living in that shack.
Yeah, but we won't know. I don't think, because our hearts and our motives will be pure because we've been changed into the spiritual being we're supposed to be. So I'm not going to be offended or upset like today's world that I'm living in a shack and he's got a 45,000 room mansion. It's not going to affect me because I'm like, and I don't think we'll think this way, but it helps me understand this. I'm just going to be so grateful that I made it and that I'm in the presence of God. I don't care if I'm in the outhouse and I'm in the presence of God. It's going to be awesome.
It does make you wonder, though, what that guy is going to feel like that built with wood, hay, stubble, and whatever. And what he did for 30 or 40 years in this life got burned up. But he had that ticket and he got to heaven. You kind of, you're not going to be sad in heaven. But you just wonder if he's gonna be walking down the golden streets going, hi, how you doing?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think he is, but you just kind of wonder.
Yeah, see, that's fascinating.
What that's going to be like.
That's a beautiful analogy, because think about it. Now, let's take that with Jesus talking to that guy right there on the streets of gold, and I don't know, pick any of the big saints. We'll use Paul, since he's probably the big. Him and Paul, those two guys are standing side by side talking to Jesus, and Jesus is loving each of them as pure it can be. And he's not downing that guy. He's like, Paul, can you remember what this guy did on January 3rd of 2020? That was just the most beautiful thing ever. And then the guy's not going to be ashamed or anything, and Paul's going to be here, and Paul's not going to be going, look what I did for however many years I walked the earth.
Persecuted the church. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. So there, forget that. I'm glad you forgot.
I'll leave it to
yeah. But on earth, it's the same way. Jesus is doing the same thing. He's not condemning that guy for his shortcomings, or he's just like, I love you. Just make it.
There was, I don't know if either you remember, something called Moody Science Films from Moody out there in Chicago, and they used some simple science or whatever to demonstrate its scriptural principle. Right. And so one time they had these two guys, this is Mutt and Jeff. Here's this guy that's 6'5". Here's this other guy that's 5'6". He's round. The other guy is lanky, and they're walking down the street, and they both got, let's say, a gray suit on, and they're walking toward the camera, and it's obvious which of them is which.
Right.
And they're walking by a very tall building, and so you go up in this bank building or hotel, and they mounted a camera that goes out and looks straight down 25 stories.
Right.
And they said, here's the same two guys, like a couple of ants.
Yeah.
They said, can you tell which is which?
Ooh.
Said, because from God's perspective, from your perspective, you're measuring them according to each other and according to maybe yourself, maybe you're somewhere in between them. From God's perspective, it really, the difference is all kind of even out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
It's fascinating, because while we're on this earth, the Father sees Christ. When we get to heaven, He's going to see our true nature. because he's going to make us new and renewed. So he's actually going to get to see us because he's going to give us our name. Whatever our name really is to him, he's giving it to us. I mean, if Jesus came in here now, it's kind of like he's talking to a mirror. He's looking at Daniel, talking to Daniel, and he's like, hey, but he sees us, but the Father sees Jesus talking to himself. It's like, what is he doing? It's kind of, and he's,
we're gonna work on that now.
yeah,
Okay.
and it's like, and it's fascinating, just because when we go into the courtroom and we go into battle, the devil don't go, is that Ivan or is that Jesus? And that's the promise that we had. I see, I see Jesus. I don't.
Well, that's our problem, is that the devil still sees us.
Exactly. We let it.
And he's talking about us.
Yeah, we open the drapes. We take off our spiritual, it's not possible, but we go, here I am, see me. We take off our helmet. Because with the helmet on at salvation, he can't see us or he sees Christ. But we take the helmet off and goes, hello, devil, it's me. You can attack me now. And we're not doing exactly that, but yet that's what we do. We're like, I'm going to take the armor off. It's just too heavy to carry today. And boom.